good. Just don't go to Zara. My preparation. Okay, this is done. It's terrible supply chain practices. H&M has better supply chain practices. And I can get things like this. This is the sleeve fit. Go back.
Yeah, seriously, tea is really helpful. My daughters are singers.
With honey and lemon.
Honey and lemon.
I actually just read recently that actually helps.
Muscle fit.
Because it actually increases the amount of
Go back over to
sleep.
Asia.
Well, the lemon cuts it.
The ones
Sorry,
with the hot tea
intern in Vietnam and got
actually
that.
Oh,
You don't think that they have
increases
that shit
the
in
amount of
Philippines? I know.
singing daughters. Done it for years. There's also this tea road coat
I don't care.
that they swear by. I don't know,
We
it's
should have
an
done it.
herbal tea.
We did. We're married. We're married in China. Ugh. Super dude. I need something else. Where's my
Here, you go work.
ginger ale? Do you? Lavender. Why do they put lavender in it? Ask you. She made it. It's made? Yeah. What? She picked the lavender from her garden. What? What makes the? I don't know what question I'm trying to ask. Why you don't like the taste of lavender?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lemon lavender. And you just use a lot of lavender because I know it tastes so.
Is it just like an yeah. You guys just have cheap taste.
I wouldn't check. Very simple.
Biggest 5 as far as 9.
Didn't even think about it. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh shit.
Okay.
It should be a link that Anne resent
It's not super
Okay.
sweet.
Okay.
to your entertainment reading when you have a couple.
Okay, good.
When you're done with your marketing.
Oh, that marker.
That is.
Sounds like it's happened before.
But it's a glass of wine. You use though,
Yeah, As long as it's aerated.
with a nice tribella.
There you go.
We use our Tribella all the time.
I did a wine event last night for the Walla Walla Valley.
Oh, well.
So they sell tickets. So the first 3 hours is like the press, the media come in, and then they take a break for 2 hours, and then they sell tickets, and they, everybody's like $50, and they're consumers, and they come in and they get to try like 40 or 50 different wineries at Walla Walla. And like in the consumer side, it's pretty slow. And the people are just there to get blessed and drink. You know, they're like so nice. We had about 15 or 20 people talk like that.
I want one of those.
They're like,
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
What you need to do is you need to next time
And you still remember
have
that?
the wines that are already there. And you have them try it with the tribella and without the tribella.
There you go.
There you go.
We can't put wine in the licensed wineries.
Then what you do is you
Okay,
harvest
guys.
the wine.
There's about 15.
All right. Let's let these guys get started.
Let's just try
Let's
it.
let Hunter try to speak.
Yeah,
Hunter's gonna try and see.
they're red. Mic check. Okay, we're gonna give it. Hi everyone.
That's sexy.
Thank you, Mr. By now you know who the 4 of us are. We are 5'4" Performance Headwear, based out of Portland, Oregon. Our management team, we have myself, Hunter Lee from Hilo, Hawaii, Michael Wells from Pomona, California, Baby Shen from Shanghai, China, and Wudee Cheng from Tainan, Taiwan. And of course, Karsten Tindal from Eugene, Oregon. Together, the 5 of us make up 5'4". We're a global group, obviously, coming from Asia as well as middle of the ocean and the mainland of the United States. Together we bring a unique blend between the five of us, and we really came together to create a product that would disrupt the marketplace. So who are we? We're currently a concept stage headwear company with the goal of creating the best performance golf headwear for the obsessed, relentless golfer. Our mission is to drive performance for the unrelenting golfer by innovating features and materials within the headwear category. Our vision is to transform golf headwear from an accessory to an essential. Through the last 18 months, we've done a lot, as you all know. Mike will touch on that in more depth in a moment, but what we really hammered down was who our muse was and who the market we were looking to serve is. We defined them as Skip. Skip happens to be in the audience today. Skip is a CFO. He brings in a healthy 6-figure salary, and he's an obsessed golfer. He's buying product specifically in mind to help ensure his performance on the course. Whether it's clubs, balls, bags, apparel, accessories, everything he buys is in according to improving his performance. It's not about how can I shoot a better round next time, it's about how can I shoot my next shot. With that, I'd like to introduce Michael to talk you through what we've done over the last 18 months.
Thanks, Hunter. Thanks for holding up over there.
Alright, how's everyone doing? So yeah, we just wanted to touch on what we've done over the last 18 months. Obviously, we've been through hell and back over the last 2 years, year and a half or so. So just wanted to touch on some of the key things that happened each term, which brought us to where we're at today. Back in fall 2017, seems like ages ago, but we came in that day with a problem in headwear where we just felt that it wasn't up to par with the performance standards that we believed that it could be at. So really we honed in on consumer and marketplace research, which really led us to dig even deeper and really allowed us to hone in on the golf market as a whole. Fast forward to winter, we were blessed with Wudee and then the opportunity to go to ISPO in Munich, Germany. There was just, it started off a little bumpy, but we picked it up, and as we tripped and fell into a sport or a headwear booth, which happened to be top speed headwear, and again, being blessed with Wudee and then AB, they were able to communicate with the factories, which allowed us to really innovate and push them and challenge them from the standpoint that we're not sure if they have as of recently. So we got into spring and really working with Skip, who's an innovator himself, we really challenged an accessory in headwear, which we felt hasn't been challenged to that standpoint. So from there, we innovated some things, and we were able to meet with some patent lawyers, and we filed 2 patents, which allows us to protect our technology for the next year or so. Then we get into the fall, and there we met several times, and we've gotten the feedback that should we go forward as a 5-4 golf performance brand, or should we kind of go bigger? And you mentioned, Ellen, that we had the tiger by the tail, but we could have the tiger. And so we really started to dig deeper into that. And then started January, we really wanted to hone in on that and decide what was the best for the team. We rewind 18 months. The goal that we had was to try to sell, make our tuition back. And so as a team, we did decide that the best thing for us would be to go forward with trying to sell and license IP. So from there, working with Skip and the connections and the resources that we have, we dialed it down to these 4 brands: Nike, Adi, Under Armour, and Oakley. We felt that from a performance standpoint, the product that we created, that these 4 brands would be the best brands for us to really hand the baton off. We've done a lot over the last 18 months. If it was a 3-year program, we'd probably be really trying to build this brand forward and trying to raise money and move forward with that. But Woodee's looking for jobs, I'm looking for jobs, Avi's looking for jobs, Hunter, so who knows where we're going to be in the next 2 to 3 months. So we decided that that would be the best opportunity. Fortunately, we got Under Armour to bite the bait, and we have a meeting with them March 21st to pitch our hat to Carolyn McNaughton, who is the Vice President of Accessories and in charge of licensing, and she's actually here in the Portland office. So, with that being said, from this moment on, please take off the SBM hats, and please throw on your Under Armour hats, because the presentation going forward is going to be our pitch time. So, at the end of this, all feedback is constructive. Give us as much as you got at the end, and we're going to let it rip.
Thanks, Mike. So we're fortunate enough to get this first meeting with Under Armour. And the goal out of this first meeting is to get the second meeting with Under Armour. So keeping that in mind, when we identified Under Armour as the company we felt made the most sense between 5-4 and UA, we saw a lot of similarity. Kevin Plank, 20 some odd years ago, is in his basement and he thinks, I can make a better base layer for athletes. At that time, t-shirts were doing the job and it seemed as though this product already existed. Why is there need to evolve? And he saw that need and saw that problem and looked to solve for it. We've done the same thing with 5.4 and golf headwear. We saw headwear, very little innovation and very little evolution has occurred in the last 30 years. And we said, we can make headwear better under this performance lens. So we see a lot of parallel and similarity between the two, and we think that this partnership is something that is worth exploring on our end as well as Under Armour's end. And we really are a passionate group, and we want to express that to you all here at Under Armour today. So with that being said, we're going to dive deeper into what we've determined as our value proposition for headwear. In our research, we defined the golf consumer into 3 groups: the amused, the enthusiast, and using Under Armour's language, the focused performer. And what we found is although all 3 of these muses are playing golf, they're all using the sport of golf in very different ways. The amused is going out, we've defined him as Joe Sixpack. He doesn't really care what he's wearing. He's really just going out there to hang out with his buddies, drink a couple beers, and not lose too many golf balls. The enthusiast, on the other hand, has an interest in golf. He'll watch on weekends. He's buying apparel and he's buying equipment that speak to the language of, hey, I want to be identified as a golfer, but he's not quite at that level of being the serious, focused performer. With that being said, Under Armour's focused performer is someone who's buying the best apparel, he's buying the best footwear, he's buying the best equipment possible. What we found, though, is headwear as a whole, really the amused versus the enthusiast versus the focused performer, is wearing relatively the same headwear within a $10 price range. This focused performer is willing to spend upwards of over $3,000 on their entire kit of golf apparel and accessories, yet they're wearing the same type of hat that the amused and the enthusiast is wearing. And we said, if he's willing to spend everything else to differentiate himself, why not create a hat that specifically differentiates himself? So we believe that that's our first value proposition, is building based on performance and differentiation to segregate those 3 various muses. Apologies that it's Tiger Woods, but this image really reflects what the problem we're also looking to solve is from a secondary value proposition. Golf headwear and headwear as a whole really isn't that functional. Golfers are spending upwards of $200 to $300 on a great set of sunglasses to wear on the course, yet they really don't have a great place to put them. They take them off, they put them in their shirt collar pocket, and as they're putting, they hope it doesn't fall out or it becomes a distraction. Or they're taking their sunglasses and throwing them into a golf bag and being held to the mercy of whatever it is in that golf bag. If they're spending that much on this piece of equipment, why not try to protect it in some way? So we looked at building functional headwear that was performance driven, but solve this problem as well. One that obviously Mr. Woods hasn't solved for yet. So with that, I'd like to introduce Wudee to talk through our solution.
Thanks, Hunter. So here's the hat that we've been working on for the past 18 months. So as Michael mentioned, Tosby is our headwear manufacturer in Shanghai, and they've been very supportive in terms of doing something new and something that I haven't tried before for us. So with the hat, the first thing I'd like to talk about is the bell. We call it the Tindal bell. Karsten, last year when he was messing around with the laser cutting machine in the lab, he sort of figured out to cut out the bell in a honeycomb shape, as you can see here, to first reduce the weight and then also to help sweat wicking. And also, we noticed that a lot of golfers likes to bend their hats as they aim. So it also helps, the cut also helps to, allows the bell to be more flexible, easier to bend. And then on top of that, with the cutout, it also gives the bell a much softer tension. So a lot of hats in the market nowadays, when you first put them on, it actually has a lot of pressure on the forehead on the first wear. So that also does that. And the other thing that we're pretty proud of is the sunglass slits. We patented it a couple months ago. And so as you may notice, sunglasses has been pretty essential for the golfers to on the court. So we found that it would be nice if we can figure something out for them to have a place to hold their sunglasses securely, so without any distractions. That would be very handy for them. And it can also serve as a vent to create more flexibility. And we also add the silver rubber around the slits, so it can help to guide the sunglass legs, so it's easier to put on. And we also decided to use a seamless construction, so as opposed to a traditional stitching construction first, because to reduce the irritation, and then also it's faster to manufacture, so it also drives down the cost too. And the fabric is also a water repelling, as you know. Here in Portland, it's always raining. It's raining as I'm talking, so it will be very handy for them, for golfer, to stay focused on the court. So overall, we just put in a lot of thought into the hats, trying to make it as innovative as possible, because we believe the hats could be so much more than just a marketing vessel. With the innovation that we're putting, we believe all these attributes can actually help the golfer to perform better. So this hat is what we believe is the most comfortable hats in the market.
And just to add on that, like, take away the 5-4 logo, take away the O, and like close your eyes and you feel the hat. Being at Under Armour this past summer, having it in there, that's really a staple like focus of theirs, and that they've made it very clear that they're a performance first brand. And so this, we feel that we've really built and constructed this hat to fit right into their product lines right out the gate. We just truly believe that focused performer has now found a product that's going to be able to outfit them truly from head to toe.
So AB's going to take from here.
So other than Skip Lee, we are very fortunate enough to have Dr. Rodriguez, Ron Sauer, and John Herman as our industry advisor. So as you might know, Dr. Rodriguez is a math guy, so he helped us to make this industry case study. So as you can see on this graph, the average industry gross margin is around 43.9%, and the Under Armour's, especially their gross margin is 45.1%, which is a little bit higher than the average. And also the return on sales, ROS, which means the net profit you earn from the total sale, is the Under Armour's ROS is only 3.2%, which is way lower than the industry average, which is 10.3%. So as our projection of 5.4, if we can take 10% of an average industry brand like Under Armour, we would have 200,000 units per year, which would take 0.17% of the whole industry market share. So our retail price will be $40, and our wholesale price will be $20, and our landed cost is 7.5. So our total gross margin will be 62.5%, which is around 20% higher than the industry average. And in this way, our ROS would be 28.5%, which is almost triple of the industry average. So in that way, I think if Under Armour can work with 5.4, they can increase their ROS, increase their brand awareness. I think that would be very good for both us and Under Armour.
So, sorry. Yes. So, as we touched on, we really feel like we've done a great job, whether we intentionally meant to or not, of aligning with who our consumer is and who the focused performer is in the golf market.
And just to hit on, focused performer is who Under Armour has specifically identified as their target consumer.
Now, we've niched up, obviously, very much so into golf headwear. And we understand that our product line and what we've created is driven toward that golf consumer. But with that being said, Under Armour has a much broader range of performance-focused performers And with that, Mike would like to talk through what the opportunities look like outside of golf for an Under Armour specifically.
Right. I know when we go back real quick, we imagined back in the day, like a Tiger or Jordan Speed, you know, they're in the Masters, they're about to hit winning the putt in the tournament, and we kind of just like, oh, imagine having the glasses in the hat, he goes with the fist pump, and crowd goes crazy, Under Armour goes crazy, and the 5'4" is losing their shit because we're, you know, it's there. But again, going back to the whole having the whole tiger and the tiger by the tail, this is where we realized the real opportunity for Under Armour is that the next slide, that there's much more out there. That hunt and fish is a huge part of their business. Bryce Harper has a 5'4" hat on right now, and he doesn't even know it. And then obviously the hiking and running is going to be a big opportunity where we could place a 5'4" product for them for these focused performers. And the cool thing about this target consumer at Under Armour is that the focused performer isn't the same in each category. That the focused performer is specifically targeted, has their own market insight in golf, as opposed to baseball, as opposed to hunt fish, as opposed to hunt and hiking. So we just see this as a huge opportunity for Under Armour to take a stab at this and try to really, like A.B. said, increase their brand awareness. Because I mean, I know he touched on this before. That I think he said that you could really tell the brand strength in the market by headwear and what people are wearing. Because if you're going to wear a logo on your head, then you must be pretty proud to wear that brand. So we feel that this gives them a great opportunity. Yeah. We got to skip a lot over the last 18 months, and Skip's a wizard, and together we decided that at 5'4" we wanted to put together a 4W scenario, W standing for winners. Starting with the focused performers, the Under Armour athlete to our consumer, being that consumer that we're going after and Under Armour is going after, that they're wanting to purchase the innovative products that are helping create elevated performance in mind. Then we see Under Armour being a huge winner in this, not only for their business, but also from the strength that they have with the relationship with the program. We know that they're hiring a lot of people from the program, and we just feel that from a PR standpoint, that it will make Under Armour look very strong, that they're investing in the growth of their development from the employee standpoint, product standpoint. So we feel that Under Armour is a huge winner in this scenario. Then the U of O and the SPM program. We feel like with us pushing this and being one of the first or few brands to get out there and actually have an opportunity to pitch to a $5 billion brand, we feel like that's a victory in itself, and we're extremely proud of that. But at the same time, like, we're not close to being finished, so we're still wanting to go forward. But we feel like, again, from like a PR standpoint, a marketing standpoint, that this does make the SPM brand look very strong. And ultimately, four of us now, but we've learned a lot, and we've been through a lot over the last 18 months. And so, like I said, we're extremely happy, and we've got to where we're at. We've preached day in, day out how this is a real venture. And if this goes through, then we feel like we will.
So to take it all home, you know, everyone in this room knows what happened on August 15th. And, you know, we've done everything we could to make the big guy proud. Skip came up with the moniker 5 Forever, and it really still is 5 Forever for us. And with that being said, I think using this slide is almost our key learning slide. For me, what I learned is that innovation doesn't occur in a vacuum, and you can't do anything by yourself. If we hadn't taken the leap of faith and said, we don't care what the product we're making is, we just want to make one hell of a product, we would have been landed on golf headwear, and we would have never gotten to where we are today. And for me personally, it's been a struggle at times to learn how to let go and trust the three guys behind me. But I've learned that, you know, if you surround yourself with incredible people, incredible results happen. And I can't thank the three of them enough for putting up with my crap sometimes and me micromanaging and being so detail specific. But they've really taught me a lot about trusting those around me and having faith in myself and in my team. So thank you guys.
So for me, one of the biggest reasons why I came up to this program was to be on the other side of the entire process, which is the brand side, to be able to have this opportunity to create products, to come up with ideas and put it into the products instead of when I was in the factory, it was more like we want to do this to make it happen. So it's been a great journey for me, and also the other thing that I also learned a lot from was just to be in a very ambiguous environment where you don't know how things are going, especially in this. It was stranger environment for me, and at first it was very difficult, and also like under touch, learn how to trust each other, especially when you don't know where things are going. So it's been a great journey for me, and also a lot of learning over the journey.
So for me, the biggest learning for me is always keep dreaming big. So when we were in the team room, we were always talking about a lot of things that is not about our current project or current work. So like Hunter, he is always dreaming of what if Under Armour buying us, how much money we should ask for them, like how should we handle the tax, and how should we like get the money separately so that we don't be charged by the US government like 50%. Every time I saw Hunter, he's always looking at the ceiling and like this and smiling like this, and he's always very happy when he's imagining all these things. So I think we need to keep dreaming big. That's we have to like think about it and dream about it and want it first, and then we can make it. So I think we kind of have made a lot of things. So that's all because we want it and we think we can make it. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, personally, just for myself, just really family, just across country, like cross collaboration, just working with people from different countries and language barriers, and just understanding that they have been through different things. We've all been through different things, but really just building a family here has been really something that 18 months ago when I met you in the office, I had no idea that this would be possible and that we'd be standing here. And just Karsten was a very entrepreneurial-minded person, and he was very gritty, but at the same time, you would never be able to tell because he was always so positive. He was always smiling. I take that a lot with us because we're trying to push us as far as we can, and every day think about it.
And we would be remiss if we didn't thank Skip. I mean, we met you at Floyd's 18 months ago and had no idea what we were doing. And we walked in with some crazy idea thinking golf headwear. And you picked up with us and ran with it. And we, honest to God, would not be where we are today with patents, with pitching to Under Armour, with being as close as we are. Were it not for you, kind of being our pseudo father figure to hold our hand through the process. So thank you, Skip, for everything. Thank you, guys.
So I'll get us started. So first of all, congratulations. Really good presentation. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to kind of see what you're going to pitch to Under Armour. I love accessory to an essential. I mean, I think that's probably you can amplify that further, because I think that, and I think in earlier presentations we heard more about the fact that it's not that the person wants to spend more money on their headwear, it's because they can actually improve their performance because of it. And I think you get to that, but I think that statement is really, really strong, so I love that. I could talk about the development of your presentation or the development of your company, but I want to talk about the development of the four of you and what I've seen, in these 18 months. And I'm hoping that you can see the same thing that I've seen. I've seen you move from kind of individual contributors in different parts of the world to become a real strong team, but also four very strong individuals, four very strong leaders. When I think 4 might not move forward, the only reason I'm okay with that because I think I also see 4 future CEOs. So I think that that's something I want to make sure that each of you are taking away with you, because I think sometimes it's the people around you that can see your potential more than you can see yourself. So I definitely want the 4 of you to know that that's how I feel about each of you individually. That being said, I do have some input on the presentation, only because just to offer, and I can just write that up and send that to you. Okay. But overall, really, really pleased with what I see. More pleased with the 4 of you. So congratulations.
All feedback, all criticism is constructive, good or bad. We want as much of it as possible.